And tonight on Newsbeat, a Louisiana congressman has recovered and he's ready to get back to work.
LSU honored the life of fraternity pledge Max Groover with a week of reflection last week, but legal concerns are still unsettling.
And learn about how staying healthy with this flu season right around the corner. Newsbeat starts right now.
Tigers, and thanks for joining us here on Newsbeat. I'm Raquel Morris.
And I'm Trey Cuvion.
Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise returned to work today. It's the Republican Majority Whip's first time on Capitol Hill since being shot and critically wounded at a congressional baseball practice earlier this summer. Scalise received an emotional and outstanding ovation in Congress. He expressed gratitude for the outpouring of support he's received from across the country and around the world. Scalise also thanked the Capitol Police officers, Special Agents Crystal Grainer and David Bailey for saving his life. A statement from his office says Congressman Scalise plans to return to work while continuing outpatient rehab.
Tailgating is one of LSU fans' most beloved traditions, but this past Saturday, one LSU student says things felt a bit off. Tiger TV's Matt Houston tells us why.
Starts with a grill and ends with a game. Tiger fans follow a routine on game day. But this Saturday, LSU student Trevor DeBartoleben says he had to change his usual plans.
Because we knew there weren't going to be a lot of people at the parade ground because of the Greek ban right now. And so instead of going out to tailgate, we tailgated in the apartment.
LSU officials instituted a ban on Greek tailgates after the fraternity-related death of freshman Max Groover. But DeBartoleben says that tailgating tradition is about more than just drinking.
Once you get into the stadium, you know, you have that energy and you have that rush. You've been thinking about the game all day. You've been getting hyped for it, and so that's kind of the main reason that we go tailgate.
New Orleans attorney Scott Sternberg shares that sentiment, but he says the university's ban is unconstitutional.
We had a directive from a public university that's funded by public dollars that citizens, adults, couldn't identify with a certain group, and they couldn't gather in groups of 10 or more. That's a really scary proposition because it's really the government that's telling us that we can't do this, right?
Many students, like DeBartoleben, chose to just stay at home. Now they clean.
When you're tailgating, like I said, with the rest of the student body, that means that it's not necessarily going to be your responsibility to clean up after the fact.
DeBartoleben says he recognizes that given the situation, cleaning is only an inconvenience, and that he understands the university's emotional response. But Sternberg argues that emotion, although justified, led to a poorly thought-out plan.
They could have implemented the educational programs that they want to implement and left these young adults their constitutional rights alone and even encouraged them to use those rights in a productive manner.
The ban on tailgates will be lifted when LSU plays Saturday, and DeBartoleben says he thinks the energy and the students will return to the parade grounds.
And I would imagine that things would pick up exactly how they were.
For Tiger TV, I'm Matt Houston.
While Greek activities may return to normal on Saturday, the legal battle isn't over. Sternberg says he expects some Greeks to begin filing First Amendment lawsuits.
Flu season isn't quite here, but health officials say it's time to get your flu shot. There is a concern we are in for a particular nasty time given the number of outbreaks during the Southern Hemisphere most recent flu season, which can be an indicator for what will happen in the U.S. The National Foundation for Infectious Disease released new data today that shows only half of adult Americans got their flu shot last year. Health officials want to boost that to 70% this year. LSU Student Health Center will offer free flu shots to full-time students the week of October 2nd. Check the website for days, times, and campus locations. It's LSU's 2017 homecoming week, and students have been enjoying a week of traditions and fun. We'll take a look into some of this week's events on campus after the break. Stay tuned. Wednesday night, hundreds of students gathered on the parade grounds for the 2017 LSU Homecoming Concert. LSU students opened up for this year's headliner, Amine. The Homecoming Concert is a university tradition bringing together students for a great night of music and fun. Openers included Darker Parker, Cypress, and Sydney. LSU's homecoming weekend kicked off with a splat.
The Resident Hall Association held their annual Splatterbeat event Wednesday night on the parade ground. The event was full of paint throwing fun, music, food, and other games. 24-gallon trash cans were filled to the brim with paint and squirt guns. Each group was given 10 minutes to splatter their friends or enemies with the paint mixture.
This event has been organized every year. It's a homecoming tradition. We've been planning this since July. It's one of our biggest events of the year. We kick off homecoming week, but this year we wanted to move it in case it rained on Monday. So it's here on Wednesday, and we're hopefully going to transition right into the concert.
Students who showed up at Splatterbeat with a canned good received a free t-shirt to wear during the paint throwing. All canned goods will be collected and added to LSU's Canapalooza, which supports the LSU Food Pantry and Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank.
Theater fans have an exciting production to look forward to this fall. Rachel Henley has more on LSU's theater's latest musical that will dive into some deeper topics.
Any actor knows that a good play has the power to make an audience laugh, cry, or even think. LSU Theater is excited to bring a poignant new musical called LMNOP to their own stage.
It's a great show about freedom of speech and what happens when government starts to slowly take it away. It's got a lot of great entertaining musical numbers.
The story takes place on an island called Nollop, where the town's founder is revered for having created a sentence that contains all the letters of the alphabet. The sentence is on a statue of the founder in the town square, and when letters begin falling off, the city council decides that it is a message from above telling them to stop saying the letters.
It's very storybook-esque. We have a bunch of pop-up style things. It's meant to be very fun and whimsical.
Even though LMNOP starts off as a lighthearted musical, it takes a much darker turn when citizens start facing harsh punishments for saying the forbidden letters. Director Rick Holden explained to me that the audience will not miss the show's deeper meaning.
People who do come will either love it or they'll be made uncomfortable by it, but they won't leave the theater without humming a tune and probably thinking about it for a while.
The thing about LMNOP is you've probably never heard of it. That's because it's only been done once before by the same theater company that wrote it. Everyone I talked to said that they were very excited to be part of such a unique show, and that this is definitely a musical worthy of more attention.
Being the first people outside of the creators to actually put it on, it is a challenge because we have very little resources to go off of, but it's also really fun.
LMNOP opens October 6th with a preview night on October 4th. Tickets can be purchased through the LSU Theater website. The cast and crew are working hard right now to put on a great show, and they hope to see you in the audience. With Tiger TV, I'm Rachel Handley.
Thank you, Rachel. Again, LMNOP premieres on October 6th.
Playboy mogul Hugh Hefner died last night at 91 years old. Abby Rocha was in the quad today to see how students feel about it.
Thank you, Raquel and Trey. I am here in the quad interviewing students about how they feel about Hugh Hefner's passing. Some people see him as an American icon. Others see him as creating a culture of sexualizing a lot of women. So we'll see what they have to say.
American icon, hands down, honestly. If you say Hugh Hefner to anybody, they'd be like, yeah, everybody likes Hugh Hefner. Think about it, Hugh Hefner, he's that's the GOAT. I mean, I can't say nothing more about it. He's the GOAT, obviously.
That's a sad day. A great man.
I didn't think he would die. It's one of those things you think he'd live forever. And then he's gone, 91, so yeah.
I feel like Hugh Hefner was a legend. He was a historical figure. He had all the beautiful ladies, that's something a guy like me, aspires to be like, you know what I mean?
I think it's one of those things that someone's going to either take over and it's going to change entirely, or someone will have seen his legacy and want to continue on with it. So it could either go both ways, honestly.
If he's looking for somebody to take it over, well, I guess he's not looking, but I'm here.
After the break, a look into LSU sports. We'll be right back. Friday will be the first of 30 days of practice before LSU's basketball season opener against Alcorn State on November 10th. The team is coming off of a 10-21 season where they lost 15 of their last 16 games of the regular season, giving up an average of 83 points per game. Now, with Will Wade in his first year as head coach, he said earlier this week that improving defense will be a priority for his team.
Statistically, we've probably spent about 80% of our time working on defense. I mean, I think our defense is much improved, but we still have a ton of work to do there. We got to be able to finish possessions. We got to be able to check out. We got to be able to rotationally check out. We got a lot of work we got to do to finish off possessions with our defense. And then offensively, we got to, but by doing that with our defense, our offense is a little bit behind, a little bit raggedy right now. So we got to get it all going together.
LSU's roster this season will feature 15 players. Only junior college transfer Jeremy Cohen will be missing significant time during preseason practice because of an ankle injury.
Kickoff for Saturday's homecoming game is set for 6 p.m. And I don't know about you, Raquel, but I'm excited for this weekend's game. And another thing that I'm excited about is how the team is going to look.
Okay.
And the equipment team the equipment staff released a video of the team's ensemble featuring a white helmet, purple pants, and the old school L on the pant leg. So Raquel, what do you think about the new look?
Well, I personally think that it doesn't matter what you wear as long as we win.
That's good, but you do want to dress to impress, and when you dress good and you feel good, then you usually
makes you play good,
right?
It makes you play good. Yeah, we hope so.
Well, that's all the time that we have tonight, Tigers.
Thanks for joining us, Tigers. We'll see you next time.